Welcome back to the channel, guys and girls. And I know I don't post much about the C8. I know it's a controversial subject, whether you either love it or you hate it. I'm gonna just say that I'm up in the air about it. I'm not against it, I'm not for it. I don't foresee myself ever owning one or anything. But today Whitmore Chevy has a C8 Corvette coming into the showroom, and we're able to look at it, sit in it, do our thing around it, and it starts here very, very soon. And I know what you guys are also probably wondering, well, why don't you drive the C4 over there? That would be absolutely amazing. Well, number one, I'd never be able to get it back in my driveway. I don't plow, and this is just a sheet of ice, so we're not going to chance that. Plus, I didn't even clean it off. Also, the F450 has heated and, you know, air conditioning seats, so why not get a cold start on this bad girl? It is like 19 degrees out already this morning, so we're gonna go ahead and slide our way down the driveway and get you guys a cold start on the old big girl here. Now, it was plugged in, so it's not a true cold start, but she should still start a little rough. 19 degrees. All right, cold start. Alrighty, we are locked and loaded, and I actually see Codes coming down the street real quick, so I'm gonna stop and talk to him, and then we're getting out of here. I promise, then we're getting out of here. We can go ahead and unplug this a while. She done great. Alrighty, well, now we can head and look at our new C8. We got the Codes thing taken care of again. Like I said, it's just something that's ongoing. There's nothing I can do. He says I'm in the good, everything looks good, but he's just reinforcing his job. So again, I'm not mad at the Codes guy or anything, but let's go check out the C8. Well, I noticed a low coolant light come on, which I never ever get out of the old girl, and I started smelling coolant. Not sure how well you can see her dripping here, but it would appear as if we sprung a leak somewhere. So let me get up in here, see if I can't figure out where this leak is actually coming from. And worst case, I think we might be taking the Jeep to check out the new C8. But yeah, I don't think it's anything crazy. I can actually tell that the water pump is like kind of kicking in and out like that. So it does believe as if the water pump took a crap. I did just unplug this to see if the fan would stop, but obviously the fan did not stop with that, but it is what it is. So it does appear as if the old F450 here is going to need a water pump. So stay tuned for that one. But let's go check out the C8 before it's too late. All right, well, I decided we're gonna go ahead and just start tearing into this. Basically, a couple tools you'll need is an 8 mil, 10 mil, 13 mil, 15 mil, and that should get this job taken care of. Now, I do have some pliers over here, both needle nose pliers and regular pliers. Basically, I think I should be able to take the fan shroud out, take the fan off, and move everything to the side. I don't think I'll have to take the radiator, the front radiator support and all that out. I have never done one of these in a 6.4. I've done 6.0s and things like that, and you can do it without taking the radiator out, but I don't know if you can in this one. So instead of, you know, just tearing everything down, we're gonna go slow with it. We're gonna take apart what we can take apart, and hopefully we can get this water pump out with, I mean, who knows, it could even be like that hose right there, but I can't really tell till we get this fan shroud out. So let me go ahead and get the fan shroud out, and either way we'll get the parts and we'll get it fixed today. I don't really want to mess around because I still want to get our new Copart purchase. I was supposed to pick that up tomorrow. Obviously that may not be happening if our truck is down, but let's get this thing resolved. Hopefully we can get it all done today. Hopefully parts are in stock and we're good. One thing I like to do is if I take a bolt out from this side, I put it up on this side. Take a bolt from this side, I put it on this side. Just something I learned over the years. It kind of helps you go back and goes back in place a little easier. Secondly, mine's already busted, but normally it won't be cracked down the side here, so it's even harder to get out. This one's been busted for years. I'm assuming the previous owner did it. I don't really know. It is what it is. But yeah, yours probably won't be cracked down the center, but if it is, it doesn't hurt it to crack it down the center. It's a two-piece place. All right, if you don't know, the power steering reservoir slides down in, so you're gonna wanna go ahead and disconnect that. But once you get that out of the way, you can kind of just slide the fan shroud up and out of the way. And I don't know if I said it earlier, but it doesn't hurt to crack this. Obviously, it makes it easier to take out. If it's cracked, mine's been cracked, so it is what it is. All right. Now, with that out of the way, I'm actually gonna fire the truck up here because I can actually see a lot better than I thought I was gonna be able to. And we'll be able to see exactly where this failure is. Actually, I don't even think we gotta do that because you can definitely tell it's the water pump from the movement there. Let me see if I can show you guys. See if I can set this light somewhere easy. Yeah, that's easy, but not where I want it. You can see the water pump jumping around in there. Definitely bad. Definitely bad. All right, let's get her swapped out. All right, so basically now that we are down to here, I have the fan obviously disconnected. I have the fan shroud loose here and disconnected. I'm gonna take a pry bar, lean up here onto this bolt, and then I'm gonna take a adjustable wrench there, and we're just gonna smack that a few times and it should break free. The bottom, you probably see one bolt there on like this side of it over here. The reason I left one bolt is so that that pulley doesn't start spinning from the actual water pump itself. The other three I got to take out because I need the clearance because my adjustable is actually too wide. But they do make a fan clutch tool for this, and it, you know, it does work, but I don't have any air here, so I can't actually use one. So let's just get this thing off here. I'm gonna smack it a few times with a hammer, and we'll be good to go. All right, well, we've got that all apart now, and we'll go ahead and start getting the water pump unassembled and get everything ripped out here. So like I said, fan clutch is off, super loose. You can see it laying down there. Let's go ahead and get the water pump out of the way. All right, that should make enough room. Whew. Not quite sure where the GoPro died there, but we've got the water pump out, we've got the fan shroud out. I did have to pull that driver's side intercooler piping out of the way to get everything out. Okay, so I don't know where I left off yesterday, but I had gotten a new water pump for it, and the O-ring was not in it. So now we've got a good O-ring in it, so let's get everything reinstalled here. Like I said, it is obviously the next day. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lose sleep about it, but we're gonna get this thing up and running because we've got our Copart vehicle to go pick up, and I kind of need to get that sooner than later. So let me go ahead and get this thing tightened up. We're gonna start tearing it or putting it all back together, and hopefully that solves our problem, which I know it will. I'll try to show you some of the damages on the other water pump once I get this thing back together. But one of the bearings was actually so bad that it actually broke the back of the water pump shaft completely off. So give me a minute here. Let me get this thing started, tossed back together, and I'll pick back up where you guys are at. So I wanted to show you guys what the part failure actually was. So if you can tell here, there should have been a bearing that actually rides on this that goes into the actual water pump housing. Like this is on the inside of a water pump that you guys don't ever really see. So as you can tell here, This actually snapped smooth off in the truck because this bearing must have locked tight, and the water pump on the outside must have tried to spin it, so it ended up snapping completely off, which I've never seen any of that. Obviously it was spinning when it did, or I don't know if they're maybe froze. I really don't know, but I've never seen a fan on a water pump turn out like this. So it is what it is. We just got to get her all tossed back together and get her fixed. Obviously there is torque specs for the water pump bolts there, so don't over tighten them, but I know about how far to go. All right, let's get the fan clutch on here. Belt is on, tensioner or pulley for the water pump is tight. Let's get the fan clutch in here, and then actually I'll go ahead and bolt the shroud down here first. We'll get that done, then we'll get the fan down in place. It'll just be a little bit easier this way. All right, now there's 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right here. So put them back together. Now you guys will understand why that notch, probably shouldn't have dropped that, but now you guys understand why the notch is in the shroud here. Go ahead and get your fan put back on. Good and tight. Sorry about the airplane. Actually, nothing I can do about the airplane, so I don't know why I'm saying sorry. Alrighty. Now, on the back side here, just remember to pull this wire up, because that is actually your fan clutch wire. Goes right in there. Push it in. See it come through on that side. There you go. All right, now I'm gonna get the I'm actually gonna wait. A buddy of mine right up the street has a fan clutch tool, so I'm going to actually run down there and smack that with a fan clutch tool, because this was a kind of a nightmare to get it off. You can still do the same thing I did before with the adjustable, but as you can tell, these bolts are on now, so I'm not gonna go ahead and mess with it. Just gonna run down there, smack it on real quick, and we'll be good to go. So let me get the rest of these bolts put in. I didn't actually put them in first. I put the fan clutch in and fan on, just because I felt like it'd be a little bit easier to maneuver this area up here. So let me get them 4 bolts tight, and we're almost done. Get the intercooler piping tossed back down in. We're plugging along, guys. There we go. Sort of a pain, sort of a process, but you can make it happen. All right, as you can tell, we got the fan shroud and everything back on, nice and tight. Got this plugged in, and I mean, we're pretty much just gonna put the top shroud on, tighten down the 2 bolts for the power steering rack here, or I'm sorry, power steering reservoir here, and we're pretty well done. I mean, we only have 4 bolts left. I call that a win. All right, let's keep going. Then we'll get some coolant tossed in it and take it for a rip. I didn't actually have it plugged in. I know you guys are going to be hypocrites there and say that the batteries are low or whatever you want it to be, but it is still only about 20 degrees outside. It's about 10:30 this morning. Exterior temp 29 degrees, so it's still very, very cold out. But all right, guys, well, I got it back together here. I'm going to let it sit here and run for a little bit. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and make you guys wait to see if everything's good, but we got another gallon of coolant here. This will be number 4 if we need to put it in. As of now, we do have 3 gallons in it. I'm gonna let it run. Like I said, it should cycle through and then we should be good to go. So there you guys have it. I think we're good. I will pick back up in a couple minutes and just kind of let you guys off with hooking up the trailer, because we've got to go. Got to go to Copart today and pick up that car, because if we don't get it today, we're gonna get charged late fees. So there you guys have it. If you guys like the content, please smash that like button, please subscribe, and I promise you we got a lot more content coming. I know I didn't really show a bunch that, you know, I tried to show as best I could. It was one of those things where I needed to be somewhere yesterday, actually 2 different places, and I wasn't able to achieve either one of them, so I was a little bit frustrated. So you'll see a lot of footage in here, but some of it I did skip out because I just wanted to get my truck back up and running. But there you guys have it again. Take care, have a great night, and power stroke for the win, baby. All right, well, we took it for a spin. Everything does appear to be good. I did add another gallon of coolant here, and I noticed I heard a loud pop, and then I noticed that we had no more boost. So one of the lines actually did, you know, come apart here. There's some oil in that pipe, but I mean, it is what it is. It's got 300,000 miles on it, so I can't be too upset about that. But I'm gonna get a new clamp tossed on here and we should be good to go. I mean, everything's still wet from obviously the initial water pump letting loose, but I mean, what the heck? I mean, we're fixed, we're back up and running. Now let's start our next video going to Copart. Alrighty, well, we have made it to Copart. Obviously we don't have any issues here. The truck ran great the whole way down here. I'll show you the mile per gallon when I get back in the truck, but the truck seems to be doing its job. Everything seems to be fixed. We're about 2.5 hours away, or an hour and a half, almost 2 hours away. I did actually miss my exit on the turnpike, which it is what it is, so it cost me an extra 45 minutes, but whatever. I mean, we're getting a heck of a deal. So all right, let's sit here and there's a bunch of trucks that need loaded yet before us, and then we will load up and hit the road.